message here. Something's going down, and I've been called to do a reading that's going to help illuminate what is happening within the Two of Cups on the feminine side as well as the masculine side, and how we are walking away from the cup that we've been creating with the devil. The devil energy is what keeps us separate, the cup that's going to keep us burned, connected to the shadows, and how we're going to move forth connecting to the cup that's for us, our cup, and our connection to spirit, source energy, the divine, as well as this is a connection to us. We are shifting. We're understanding that body is part of this expansion, and the care for body is extremely important. You'll meet people on spiritual quests and expansions that will say, oh, well, your light is what's important. Your energy is what's important. This is just a vehicle. It's just skin and bones. This is not true. And this is where the disconnect is. And this, once again, too, is where we can start making templates for excuses for continuing not to evolve where we need to, continuing not to see where we need to what we see. Now, prime example. The devil energies is connected to addiction. What are we doing when we're addicted to something? We're out of balance and we're hurting body, mind, soul, where there's a harm there. Quite often when we're stuck in the addiction template, we're harming body, we're harming mind, and we're harming soul. And the whole point is not to make excuses for continuing that behavior and that harm and that patterning. And that's a lot of what that is. You know, oh, this is just skin and bone. Our energy, what matters. Our light, what matters. Yes, it does. But we must honor the fact that body is what houses the energy, the spirit. Body is what feeds the soul. And if we're not nurturing body, we're not nurturing our soul and spirit, we're not nurturing our mind, this is about nurture. That's how we care for self that's going to heal us and transform us and raise us into new earth. And, you know, there's a time we have to honor the temple of the soul, the body. And this is the time we're in. It's just the time we're in. We're really amping up self-care patterns. We are working with the moon and Pisces and Libra. These are our main energies, and we receive this at our main moon reading. The link will be down below for anyone who didn't check it out. The moon shows us the regularity of cycles and teaches about the importance of change as it moves through its cycles each month. It governs emotions, instincts, and intuition, as well as memory and imagination. Issues around maternal figures, traditions, and adaptability can also be represented by the moon. And this energy is working with Pisces, and Pisces is helping us to shift right now. Pisces, water, and it's a mutable sign. Key phrase, I believe. The intuitive energy of water flows and flows and flows through the changeableness of the mutable quality. There is creativity and psychic insights available, probably hidden in plain sight. The key phrase, I believe, means that you do believe that the answers are out there and that you do, by paying attention as only you can, will find them. In this situation, ask, how can I tap into the compassionate heart of the universe? Listen and see with your heart. Pisces energy is very aware of the unseen currents of the world, including the emotions of others. This can be somewhat overwhelming. Employ simple energetic protection techniques and avoid destructive escapism. So that's why we need Pisces. Pisces is connected to destructive escapism. That's addiction. That's being addicted to that overstimulus that the devil energies offers. Like, we need to be like feeling this, feeling this, feeling this, feeling this, feeling this. And when we are connected to the devil energies and working with that cup, we're actually depleting ourselves. But when we are connected with spirit, the cup that we are creating with, the cup that is a fulfillment, this is a whole different story. It doesn't deplete us. It recharges us. It expands us. And it has something to do with adding the positive charge to the negative. And we see that Pisces is helping us to work with our instincts. We also really need to be aware of the unseen currents within the world. And, you know, this was beautiful to get this message. And you want to know something, guys? I'm going to say an extra special shout out to everyone who joined at the moon reading and all of your comments and emails and reaching out and support. That was beautiful. Thank you guys for sharing and caring. And really, that's what it is. You know what? It's giving and receiving to give. And what a blessing. Much love, okay? Now, Pisces is working very close with Libra, and we're about to enter Libra season. And this is to help us to balance our karmic scales. So, I mean, we need to feel balanced. It's time. We're in a time of needing to feel balanced. Air, and we're working with air, right? The two tetrahedrons that they've showed me. So, we have water and air coming together. And remember, one's a positive charge, one's a negative charge. That's important. One's feminine, one's masculine. That's important. Now, we also have fire and earth coming together. Fire and earth are working together right now. This is new. This is something they just showed me. And once again, too, it's a positive and a negative charge coming together, and a masculine and a feminine charge coming together. Remember that the masculine is a positive charge. That's the way it works. The feminine is the negative charge. We add the negative to the positive and we expand. We're whole. And that's what's been distorted. We don't think we're whole unless we're living in the positive. That's distortion. Positive plus positive equals unbalance. Negative plus negative equals unbalance. Negative plus positive equals balance, and we recharge. We are using our energy unmanipulated. We have untwisted things. Libra, I balance. The discerning energy of air takes on the cardinal solvent quality and encourages identifying and solving problems. Well, we really need to do this right now. The key phrase, I balance, means that fairness, justice, and everyone getting along are the primary motivational drives. In this situation, ask, how can I manifest fair and stable balance? Ideals are beautiful things and very good guides. Well, isn't that beautiful? So, how can I restore balance? How can I see the ideals of the black, of the white, of the gray? How do I add the color? What's the picture I'm creating? How do I solve this? How do I solve this riddle? It's like, we're being set forth with a challenge. We know from the main moon reading here, the high priestess helping us to heal the earth. Really, I feel like to save the world at this point. How do we heal? How do we look at things from a different perspective? What patterning do we actually need to put in place and act on it? Where do we need to be real with ourselves? And what are these ideas? What are these ideals for us of the dark and the light and adding the color? What does this look like for us? What is this picture we're creating? What's our visions? What are we being reflected back to us? Where do we really need to look and expand? And also too, Where are we not looking? Where are we avoiding looking? Yeah, I see it. It's like your instincts are here. The feminine's here. It's like waving this flag, waving this information. You're not paying attention. Now she's rating a sign. She's like, huh? She's like, should I just put out the bat, the bat symbol to you? Masculine energy. Please listen to me so we can expand. You know what's like? We gotta hear her. And we go and we're like, okay, we gotta listen to her, but we're avoiding it because it's negative. And we want to feel positive. But that's where we understand we're adding the positive charge and something's going to shift there. It may feel uncomfortable now. It may not feel, happy and healthy now, but we're shifting. We're constantly in creation and destruction and creation. The one thing that's constant is change. Let's move forth with some of these ideals. Let's let that clock on the wall stop, running amok on our lives. Let's hang out with the sun. Let's hang out with the moon. And hey, let's use that clock as a tool, just like everything else. Let's start healing. Let's start finding some harmonies. Let's start finding some joy and happiness and slowing down and honoring once again the feminine energy. Regeneration, baby. Now, these messages are connected to what's happening here. They've shown me we have fragmented energy because we're in conflict, and this conflict is connected to the 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, active charge that we are healing from. That's connected to the 3 of Swords. This is all connected to true love, and what is being reflected back to us is how to create true love from fear, from anxiety, from depression, from the negative. We're going to create it. This has to do with self. Once again, too, we're dealing with energy, okay? We're dealing with energy. Why everything's going down the way that it is we need to heal from this. And this is doing sacral chakra healing. This is going to help the masculine to heal and expand. They've shown me that this right now is connected to justice and the balancing of our karmic scales and the sword of clarity. And this has everything to do right now with how we nurture ourselves. And the message to this is beautiful, guys. It's in the main reading. This has to do with how we nurture ourselves and when we're ready to pick up to the right cup. Okay? And when we do so, we're going to recharge. And 2 paths are going to turn into 1. Don't ask me how, guys, but 2 paths are leading in the same direction, right? And we know where there's an ending, there's a beginning. Where there's a beginning, there's an ending. We know that yin is created, and then it flicks back, and then it touches, and yang is created. And then we have yang, and then it flips back, and then yin is created. It's connected. So you may think yin and yang are 2 different spaces, but they're all going in the same direction. They're all connected at the end of the day. And I know that really did not make a lot of sense wording wise, but this is meditation, guys. Please meditate on what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Remember, we're always building off the knowledge we are seeking. There's no such thing as, oh, it's got to be perfect when it first comes out. We're seeking, we're building off of it to expand. That is the creation process, okay? So, what's being offered is success through the earth with new patterning. But in order to do so, we have to deal with our sorrows of the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords is reflecting back to us our sorrows, what we need to do to create this. It's all being reflected back to us through the negative and the positive. Or through the negative and we have the positive charge. But it's not all negative. That's not life. It's not all, you may just be seeing all this negative, but life, it's always working to restore balance. It's always working to restore balance. So what we need to do is we need to work with the Queen of Cups right now. That is our connection to Pisces, and they keep showing me the Queen of Cups. Seen the Queen of Cups so many times now, I'm sleeping with her. I am a Queen of Cups myself. This has to do with creating with what's being reflected back to us. Now we're creating with all of this stuff that's being reflected back to us. She's going to help us create with it. And remember, she's going to help us heal from what keeps us separate. She's going to help us connect to the right cup through our instincts. She's going to help us see what we need to see. So through the Queen of Cups, we'll have the right cup. She's going to lead us to the right cup. We're going to honor the feminine energy right now, sensing our instincts. That's why we heal with the body and the mind, so that we're not all, we can't trust our instincts, right? So what happens? Now we have the cup, okay? We're going to create with the cup. So we have the feminine and we add the masculine energy, the Ace of Wands, the God Spark, and this expands. And when it expands, we're going to transform. And we're transforming from the heavens to the earth through us. This is where all the shifting goes down within the universe. And we're working with the universe here. Remember, the moon is here. We're working with cycles. We're working with the rhythms. We're working with the universe. But first and foremost, we have to do it with self. We have to restore our rhythms with self. We have to restore our cycles with self. All this stuff is being restored through self, so we can restore the balance, so then we can move it forward. So it's like we're doing this within. And everything we're doing within, it's going to go without, and then it's going to come back through and come back and expand with us. We have to give it time. Remember, there's a delay. So we're giving it time to do so. And we're keeping everything within the flow and understanding everything's connected. Even if something's going this way and something's going this way, they're going to meet back up in the same direction eventually. It's just like all the water. You know, you've been to science class. I mean, we still can't be wasting all the water. We need the water. But, you know, the water evaporates and then it all goes back to the same space. You know, like it's all transmuting, and the universe is doing all these magical, wonderful, incredible things right in front of our face. We just need to connect back to see it. And it has a lot to do with, like, stop following other people's paths. Stop. We can listen to what people say. We can observe with what people do. We can, like, even kind of maybe somewhat fall into some of these societal templates. But we came here to create anew. We came here to build. We came here to expand. We came here to do what hasn't been seen. We came here to shift. We came here to create anew. So, like, it's not what's been seen, but it's all connected. And it's just like clothing, you know, it's like, you see clothing, it's like reinvented, but it's like, oh, you know, you heard your mom say that. Oh yeah, that clothes you're rocking, I wore that in the 60s. And you're mortified because it's all really coming back, but we're just reinventing it. And what we're doing is we're reinventing right now. We're in a time of reinvention. And the more we honor this, the easier it's going to be, and it's going to help us really get in creation mode. It's going to help us really, like, we got to start, like, pushing some of this stuff to the side and just get in creation, get lost in this space. And you know what, guys, I'm going to ask specifically the Pisces comes on in and helps us to do so. All right? I know this energy has helped transform my life, my sun being in Pisces. It's incredible energy. And it is connected to the all. It is connected to creation and destruction. It can destroy and create. Like no other, it just gets it, it understands, and it moves when it wants to, and it doesn't move when it's not. It's like that, you know, I really love that never-ending story in a trail. And you know, he's traveling on, now you're going to know how old I am, I'm really old. He's traveling on his horse, and poor horse dies in that quicksand cry, and then he meets this rock guy, and this, you know, there's this rock. There's this old rock spirit. And this rock spirit is so ancient and so old and so wise and so powerful, yet so, like, vulnerable at the same time. Like, it is the energy of the opposites, the all. It's just beautiful. You have everything all there. Vulnerable, strong, sensitive, weak, addiction and destruction, but creation and happiness, and just like, how do we try, like, it's wild. It's all there, you know. That's why it's connected to the 12th house, the zodiac's gutter ball. This, I mean, like, you want to go in the dark? We'll go in the dark. The dark doesn't have to be so scary. Ooh, you know? Yeah, this is a little scary. We're going to move on over here. You know, it's beautiful. Guys have gone off. All right, so now what's going to happen is all these cards are going back in their respective decks. We're going to see when we switch to the right cup, what is being created, all right, guys? Please join us for part 2. There will be a link in the description down below. Take care.